Hello everyone, I'm Sagra, a junior at Yale University studying BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. Today we'll be discussing about data analysis of state-wise GDP in India. So let's just dive right into it. Let us see what is GDP. In simple words, GDP is the market value of all finished goods and services produced in a country in a specific amount of time. That is the basic definition of GDP. The calculation period, however, varies country to country. Like it can be annual or it can be quarterly. So it varies from country to country. Let us see the key points of GDP. GDP is through GDP we can get the economic status of the country. What is the economic status? The size of economy or the growth rate which is occurring in country economically. So that's what we can get through GDP. There are three ways to calculate GDP through expenditures, how much we have spent over a specific period of time, the production, how much goods and services we have produced through a specific period of time, or through income, how much income we have gotten from other countries or different ways. Okay, so let us see what is per capita and income. Per capita is equal to total GDP divided by population. Per capita is the average values of goods and services produced per person. Per capita income and per capita GDP are similar. They are closely related. Uh, if the per capita GDP increases, then the per capita income also increases, and vice versa. They are proportional to each other. So we can see an example here. Through the year of 2015 to 2016, the per capita income of India was 93,293, and per capita GDP was $1,717, which is roughly 1,11,605. So you can see per capita income and per capita GDP are closely similar to each other, and they are proportional, which means if per capita income increases, then the per capita GDP also increases. Now, let us see the data analysis of GDP, and through this topic, which we have chosen, the state-wise analysis, we'll go through different graphs and different codes through which we can analyze through Python. Now, I'll be taking three different graphs to show you how do we analyze this data set which we are given. So we are taking three different graphs which are showing the status of our different states, because we are calculating state-wise, right? So we are taking till 2016. Okay, so as you can see in the given graph, which is a bar graph, there are different states here. In these states, the union territories are not included, so we'll be calculating through that. So by this graph, what we are seeing is the average growth rate of various states for the duration 2013 to 2016. So how much growth rate have occurred, which we are seeing from this graph. So from the states Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, and Manipur, the growth rate is consistently high. You can see they're at the top of the graph. They are high. But as you can see, Odisha, Meghalaya, and Goa have lesser growth rate as compared to Mizoram, Tripura, and Nagaland. So through these graphs, we can conclude, we can verify, and we can see what is the growth rate. This was one of the example. Okay. Next you can see another bar graph which will show you the GSDP of various states for duration 2015 to 16. GSDP is nothing but gross state domestic product. Okay, we are just adding state. So from this graph, what you can see, the GSDP of bigger states like Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh is higher as compared to Sikkim and Andhra Pradesh. As you can see, Tamil Nadu's bar has gone up, but you can see Sikkim has lesser, right? Arunachal Pradesh has also lesser. So you can compare the various duration, the GSDP of various states through this graph, and also different kinds of points like GSDP of most populous state, which has the biggest population. Uttar Pradesh stands at position 2. So there's a more population. You can see that when there is a more population, there's more GSDP from that state. Okay, so next graph we'll be seeing the contribution of primary, secondary, tertiary sectors from the year 2014 to 15. What is primary sector? It is the extraction of raw materials from that particular time. What is secondary sector? It is the manufacturing part. The tertiary is the services, industries, and sales of goods produced. So we can see these three using these different colored graphs, as you can see in this on the screen. Tertiary sector contribution is in each state total GSDP is higher as compared to the primary sector. So the green part, the tertiary part is more than the red part, which is primary part. So these kinds of things we can analyze from these graphs, right? So for Goa, the primary sector contributes the least. In Goa, the primary sector is the least from as compared to the other states, right? But the secondary and primary are somewhat similar to other states, but the primary is very low, as you can see. So these kinds of points you can find out from these graphs. We have seen three different graphs, but there can be more graphs like scattered graphs or different line graphs we can analyze the data from. But for this video, we have seen three different kinds of bar graphs. So these kinds of we can analyze through the data analysis. And next, we'll be seeing an example on how to use Python and how to extract the data and how to get the data set. From where do we have to get the data set? We'll be seeing that. Okay, now let us see how do we analyze basic information using Python? Where do we get the data set of GDP to analyze it? I mean, we need to have some information to analyze it, right? So, and what basic things can we do using Python, and what are the libraries that we have to import? We'll be seeing these kind of things. So, first of all, I have imported different kinds of libraries which are needed for this project to be done to analyze the information of the GDP dataset. So as you can see, I have imported NumPy, Pandas, Seaborn, and also Matplotlib. Matplotlib is usually used for the graphs, which I have shown in earlier in the video, right? So these kind of libraries you need to import. I have already written all different kinds of code to explain. So let us see. I have also written here a short HTML code for styling of different data set which we are going to show. It is optional if you want to do, or if you want to show different kinds of stylings, that is also okay. So first we'll see from where do we get this data. So I have given the information. Go to this URL and in the search button type this sentence: state-wise gross domestic product. And after typing that, you'll see different kinds of lists here, as you can see. So you need to select this first one, the current price on the yearly basis. This will show the information for 2016 to 2017, I think. Yeah, up to 2017, you need to download this CSV file. Okay. After downloading that, you need to import that in this note, and also create a Python file. In this Python file, you will be doing all the analysis. So after importing into this notebook, we need to read this file. So after reading this file using the Panda library, what I have done is I have used a command called df.shape. Df is my data set. What does shape do? Shape gives you the number of columns and number of rows. It gives a basic idea how many number of columns and rows are present. Okay. So next we'll be seeing the information, the summary of the whole data set. So what because we need to analyze what kinds of things are there in the data set, we use this info method. What does this info method do is it gives you different it gives you the data types, it gives you how many uh, null counts are there and how many non-null counts are there, how many integers are there, how many floats are there. So that basic idea it gives to you. So in this we can see that there are two categorical objects, categorical columns, and there are 34 numerical columns. So it gives you the basic summary of the whole data set. Next, what we're seeing is we'll count the as we have seen shape, we'll be counting the missing values, and we can see the duplicate values present in the data set. I mean, the data given by the government, it should not contain the duplicate values, right? So we can see if there are any duplicate values present in the data set. So fortunately, there are no duplicate values in the set, which is good. And there are 73 missing values. Shape already we have created. So this, what it does is it gives you a basic idea and basic information. It gives you by 2 lines, 3 lines of code, which is very easy, right? So that's how you analyze it. And next, what we are using is we'll just type df. What it shows is it shows the whole data set which is present in the CSV file which we have uploaded. It shows the total information. After seeing the df values, the whole CSV file which we have uploaded, we'll be seeing missing values in two different ways. We can check in any ways you want. Like I have checked in two ways as an example, like duration wise, state wise. I have checked two times, but as many attributes are there, you can check those many times and those many ways the missing values. What we have done is we have written 4 lines of code, and at last we are printing the number of missing points in each year, in each year. Like in the duration of 2011 to 2012 there was only one missing value, but in 2016 to 17 duration there were 46 missing values. So that's what happened. So you can see in each year how many missing values were there from the CSV file, right? From the data set, how many missing values there in each year. We can check duration wise also. You just need to give the duration attribute in the code, and also mention different years, right? And after that, I have checked through the, as you can see, I've checked through state wise. I hope you can see. State wise, I have checked and I have found out that there are zero values, zero missing values from Andhra Pradesh. It is the missing value values in all counting from all of the years. Like we have counted from each year, right? So containing all of these years, Andhra Pradesh has zero missing values. Arunachal Pradesh has two missing values. Like that for each state, how many missing values are there? So we are checking the missing values state wise. So from this we can conclude that from West Bengal there were 11 missing values, which is a huge number, right? So that is a big number. So total 11 are there, and in Tripura there are 4. So these kinds of information we can get through data analysis. Okay, so we saw this example, and also we have seen some graphs in earlier uh, time of the video. I hope you understood all of how we have solved this and how to execute these kind of things.